So hello guys, and welcome back to my backyard. The truck's in the shop for about a week probably, getting some stuff done. And so I've been working in the garage, getting things ready for working at home. You can see behind, that's going to be the project for today, working on the side boxes. But I'll take you on a little garage tour first here. I don't know if you can see, but I've built some shelves over there. I got the toolboxes here, the Fiat's there, and I have this whole rigmarole of a saw table set up. Let me just open up the doors and get the Fiat out of the way, and I'll take you on a little bit more of a tour. There we go. It's pushed out of the garage a little bit. The FRS is it's in the way of pushing it back farther. And unless I get the keys, it's all locked up, so I can't steer it. The FRS there, I don't know if you follow my second channel, but I do. I post my racing videos up, and the last race I corded the tires. These were on the fronts, and I swapped them for the rears. And these rear brakes are metal on metal, so I got some work to do on this car. Had a little collateral damage from pylons. That's just scuff marks that'll come out. But the inner fender well at the front, it popped out at one of the bumps, so that's got to be done. This light here is got a clip broken off, and something's going on with the bumper because I got this little tiny gap right there, so I'm thinking a clip's going on that, so I got to take the bumper off, put the fender liner in, and then change the tires. Obviously they're garbage now, and the brakes, and then it'll be ready to sit all winter. But in here, in the backyard there, we have a new shed. All the outdoor equipment is stored in there now, and I needed to build some shelves to put some stuff in there, and so I figured, well, I'm making a lot of cuts, might as well make this saw table that I've been wanting to do for a while. So I built the saw table, and then it makes cutting a whole lot easier. You can cut anything from 16-foot lengths, and this table here extends out the door pretty much for anything longer than that. The height was built specifically to fit the table saw. It's underneath there. So you can pull that out. This door right here is actually an extension to the table saw. I built that so I can rip plywood on my own without a second person. Under this side I have all the spare Fiat Spider parts plus the ramps to bring it up, because you can lay out these ramps right here in the garage and bring the car up and work underneath it. I've had those for years and they work great. My air compressor here is a little old. It's one of the old piston type ones. It goes up to about 80 psi and kind of leaks all over the place, takes a lot of electricity, and takes a long time to build up air. So I'm borrowing this air compressor here, but I kid you not, the height is 1/4 of an inch too tall to fit under the under the table saw, or saw table. So I don't know what I'm going to do with that right now, so it's just kind of tucked away at the side. I have a kind of janky air supply system hooked up there. That's kind of temporary, but everything's kind of temporary in this garage. The power supply in this garage is not great. I have one plug back there, one plug there, and then one plug right here, and that's the entire power supply for this garage. So I have to do a little bit of inventive thinking for that. Back to the saw table. On top here, I built some built some shelves to store all the kind of tools and power tools and stuff. And then I wanted to do 2 doors on each side so you can completely cover it closed and make it pegboard. But at some point I realized that when you do pegboard, the pegs actually stick out, and you can't put 2 pieces of pegboard side by side without taking up a ton of room. So I ended up with just 1 sheet that I can slide back and forth and kind of get to the stuff behind. And it's the same idea with this side over here. I left the bottom open because I've got the I just got a splinter from that. I've got the fence here, and it needs the C-clamp to kind of hold it in position, so I didn't want anything in the way there. But back behind this one is all just spare odds and ends for woodworking. Any longer pieces are kind of stored up in the ceiling there. And plywood on top, extra plywood. Yeah, and then I have some storage bins for more stuff. I have all sorts of nuts and bolts organized by size. These are all 1/4-inch bolts. Apparently I have a lot of them, so they're on their own there. Everything else is in here. Random metal stuff is in there, and odds and ends and stuff. This guy right here, I'm thinking of getting a bigger one at some point because it's pretty slow. It's a 3-season grinder, aka in the winter it takes about 3 minutes before it even spins up to speed. I have a little sound station here that'll change. Some wires that I bought from Harbor Freight in the States during the Canadian lockdown. Everywhere was closed and I couldn't get supplies to work on the truck, so when I was across the bridge I stopped in at Harbor Freight, bought a bunch of tools, the wire stuff, a bunch of other things, and it was significantly cheaper than if I found it in Canada. Underneath here again is a bunch of storage for stuff. I have my electrical working kit that I can load up the pickup truck and take to the big truck and work on it. Same with my polishing gear. I got car cleaning on the bottom there, and then extra storage of truck stuff. Moving blankets, shop, rags. Up here is kind of my temporary welding station. Got the welder right there. This is the old horn from the truck. Kind of sounded like a dying clown when it went off because something about the power or the air supply. It was supposed to be a 1/4-inch, and then it was the regulator was taken out, and now it's supplied by a 1/2-inch line, and it gets too much air, so it kind of doesn't sound great. But the mount underneath the truck snapped off, and this is the other half, so I got to put that together at some point and then probably sell it. Now I don't have any use for it anymore. I mean, all the tools are stored up in here, and then this little station right here is all the stuff I take to work when I go work on the truck on the weekends. I've got the acetylene torch, my wash equipment, and then 2 things of tools and everything else, like little odds and ends and supplies that I might be purchasing throughout the week to put on during the weekend. I kind of store up there now. But yeah, that's basically the garage tour. Next up, we'll start working on this project.